at the center of Athens, at Monastiraki, at the intersection of Omu and Athena's streets, precisely opposite to the metro station, the pilgrim tourist encounters the Church of Virgin Mary Pantanassa, a barrel-vaulted basilica, which has a great history and graces Monastiraki Square. Having been erected between the 7th and 11th century, with the more probable version the one of the 10th century, it is included among the oldest churches of the city of Athens. The name of the present district of Monastiraki originates from the wider area of the old holy monastery whose Katholikon was the church in question. The present state of the church alludes to the 16th to 17th centuries, with the result that certain archaeologists and Byzantologists regard the churches as a post-Byzantine monument. Originally, Virgin Mary Pantanassa belonged to Lord Nikolaos Bonfantzes, which had in his possession all the buildings of the square, resulting in the name Mega Monasterio, Great Monastery. With the passage of time, the church was converted into a convent and later on into a dependency of the Holy Monastery of Kisariani, and subsequently into a parish church with the name Monastiraki, Small Monastery. The church, a barrel-vaulted three-aisled basilica of Eastern style which one encounters in the eastern provinces of the Roman Empire, is distinctive and constitutes a real jewel for the district. Elements which render it distinctive is its construction with asymmetrical, irregular stones, among which are included also elements of early Christian churches, and the presence of an immured ancient Greek capital in the four corners of the building. The conch at the eastern side is three-sided externally. Despite that the damage which it sustained during the Revolution of 1821 modified its picture until then, the restoration and maintenance works of 1890 led to the erection of an elaborate and simultaneously majestic bell tower, which unfortunately was wrecked in 1911. On its site stands the current voluminous bell tower of inferior aesthetics. In the same year were added the narthex and the matronium. Upon entry into the three-aisled basilica, one observes that it is separated internally with piers, and with the elevated middle barrel-vaulted aisle, namely semicircular. The two side aisles are covered with a pitched roof. After the narthex, the visitor encounters the significant sacred relics of orthodoxy, such as the holy icons of Saint Panteleimon, which is dated in 1836, and Saint Thecla Agathoclea, who was honored with a separate church at an adjacent street. At the right, the bishop throne mesmerizes the eye, while the icon stands invite to prayer. The murals of the nave have been significantly defaced, owing to the damage of time and the overpaintings. In the four bays of the barrel vault of the central nave, one comes across easternly the Assumption of Theotokos, immediately thereafter the Pantocrator, at the next bay the Holy Spirit in the form of a pigeon, while westerly is depicted the Eye of God. Impressive is also the marble ambo of the church, which is rich in artworks and remarkable carvings both at its apex and on the column on which it is based. Also, at the southern side under the cross vaults of the side aisles are depicted the evangelists Mark and St. George. At the north, the other two evangelists with St. Demetrius. In the four squinches are depicted the plaques of the Law, the Holy Gospel, Jacob's Ladder, Moses' burning bush, the Ark of the Covenant, and Aaron's rod. At the elaborate iconostasis of the church, there are located unique elements of the art of icon painting, such as the miraculous icon of Virgin Mary of Tenderness, Panagia Eleusa, and small icons with various depictions, works by the great icon painter Photios Kontoglou. The details in the icon painting renders each icon the object of research and adoration. while in parallel they contribute to the formation of a sacramental atmosphere which calms the soul and creates spiritual elation. Where, however, the visitor kneels with piety is before the icon of Saint Nectarios of Pentapoli. On its epigonation, a piece of the holy relic of the saint has been included, a fact which makes it a point of reference in the pilgrimage. Of special interest is the grand, modern large icon of Virgin Mary Gorgo Epicus, Virgin Mary Listening Speedily, of Athens, which has been crafted following the models of the corresponding icon which was found in Cairo, Egypt. At the holy bema looms the holy altar of even mortar, and with an ancient marble slab, which most probably originates either from Hadrian's library or from the Acropolis. Holy relics of Saint Barbara the Great Martyr, Agatha the Martyr, Irene the Great Martyr, Holy Macarius Notaras, Nikephoros of Chios, and new martyr Nicetas of Niziros are kept in elaborate reliquaries.